My name is Taylor Huff, and today I will be presenting my year-long research project about self-reporting mental health issues in America due to a vivid memory of discrimination or bullying. I will be walking through my research process and findings along with my future directions with this project. My research question that I've been focused on all year is how does a vivid memory of discrimination or bullying impact Americans' mental health? Earlier this year, I dug deep into my preliminary research and found many valuable sources to back up my own work. Some of the important researchers that spearheaded my project included Kay McKenzie, who has written multiple academic journals about discrimination in minorities and a journal about if mental health is related to discrimination. Lawrence Bobo, who has written multiple journals on racial perspectives in America and the perception of race within all races, which is valuable since I want to research in America. And Dieter Wolk, who has written many journals about the impact of long-term bullying. Kay McKenzie's research and the specific quote, "recent cross-sectional research provides strong evidence of an association between perceived racial discrimination, psychosis, and depression in ethnic minority groups, prove that there is a relationship between constant bullying and depression or other mental health issues." This specific research was major for me because it changed my focus from longitudinal bullying to a single memory or instance of bullying or discrimination, and if that still has the same effect on people. This piece of research was the whole reason my topic is what it became to be. After my preliminary research was collected, I began formatting and sending out my survey. This survey was sent out to nearly 100 Facebook groups and 75 people responded. The targeted demographic was 50-50 male to female. Racially, I wanted similar demographics to the United States, with majority white responses, but not overbearing. As seen on my charts, those targets were not achieved, especially regarding gender. However, data was still able to be pulled out. Going deeper into my specific data, I was thoroughly surprised by the number of people that suffered from mental health issues. As seen in the graph, almost triple the amount of people that have experienced bullying or discrimination have suffered from mental health issues than not. I think that this data is very important because more people are suffering from these illnesses than our country is aware of. When originally constructing my survey, I also wanted to know why these mental health issues began. Someone could be bullied or discriminated against and suffered from anxiety, but the two could not be connected. As seen in this graph, my hypothesis of discrimination and bullying mostly being the causing factor was not true. However, going back to my demographics, discrimination was so low because my minority population within my survey was lacking. I would need to construct the survey again with a better demographic to see if discrimination has a bigger impact on mental health issues than other causes in America. This piece of research in this graph I did not originally plan on measuring, but it's absolutely fascinating to me. I asked each participant to thoroughly describe their instance of bullying or discrimination. When I went back and reviewed that information, I found that some people wrote a lot more than others. I thought it would be interesting if I calculated the word count of each explanation and discovered if there was a discrepancy between each race and how much they wrote. As seen in the graph, Caucasians wrote almost triple the amount as all the other races. I think that this is super interesting and could lead to discussions about different races and how willing they are to open up about personal or sensitive topics. I think there are multiple implications that are important to consider. Most importantly, the trends found regarding the average word count per response is key information that could be used in future studies. Although that information cannot be used to make any major assumptions due to sample size and demographic spread, it can be used to start a brand new research project about certain races' willingness to open up about sensitive or personal topics. If I had more time, I would conduct another study comparing races and how willing they are to open up about sensitive or personal topics. This study would use the data collected in my previous graph to figure out if the trends are correct with a bigger sample size. This data, if applicable, could help researchers figure out emotional disconnects between races. Discovering how open one race compared to another is would help people understand the communication barriers when it comes to certain interracial conversations. Although, mainly due to sample size, the data was unable to answer the original question, how does a vivid memory of discrimination or bullying impact Americans' mental health, I was able to pull out other data that could be useful going forward. Mainly, the research found in the last graph is extremely significant and can be used in future research to see if Caucasians are more likely to open up about sensitive or personal topics compared to minorities. That specific research could be important and could aid to better integration of different races around the country. If I was given 6 more months, I would research journals about comparing different races to how open they are to see if there are any trends or any research already done on that topic. If I was given 2 more years to conduct my project, I would conduct a brand new research project based on the word count data I found in my survey. I would create a brand new survey asking various questions about sensitive topics and comparing word counts similarly to the way the data was collected in the word count graph. Hopefully, that research would prove the hypothesis Caucasians are more likely to share specific details about sensitive topics compared to other minorities. Although my project wasn't able to answer the specific research question I had formulated, which was if a vivid memory of discrimination or bullying directly impacted mental health issues in America, I was able to discover other research that could lead to a fascinating new research project, which honestly I'd wish I had done all year. Thank you for watching.